Good morning, everyone. And we just want to welcome you to Pillow Talk Lounge. As always, we're your hosts. I'm James Green.
And
I'm going to let her speak for herself.
Oh, wow. Okay. And I'm his lovely wife, Cynthia Green, as he always says.
And we just want to welcome you this Saturday morning. We just pray that everyone's having a great Saturday morning, that you'll get out there and do some things. If not, if you're staying home, just have a great, wonderful day.
Yes, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing today? Y'all, it's the end of November. We just finished celebrating Thanksgiving. Did y'all have a good Thanksgiving?
Right.
First of all, happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We said we were going to go live on Thanksgiving Day, and Lord have mercy, I was in that kitchen cooking all day long. I forgot all about doing a live.
Right. But we just know that during this time of year, there's a lot to be thankful for.
Yes.
And that's what we didn't get a chance to come on because we, like Cynthia said, she was cooking, but we are just so thankful. We're just so thankful that we have that time, thankful for family, thankful that, God still provides.
Yes.
And he's always going to be a provider. And not only that, he'll give you what you need, he'll give you everything that you want. All you have to do is just ask.
That's right.
And we are so thankful for that.
So you guys, a couple of things first, all right? First of all, hit the share button and share this out with your family and friends and all your social media followers, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay. Please hit the share button. It makes a difference. And then the other thing is, y'all know what we do. What did y'all have for breakfast this morning? Okay, I have to share this. Go. We did not do our typical breakfast this morning, but if you know what our typical breakfast is, post it in the comments and I am going to send you a free gift. We're going to send you a free gift if you post in the comments our typical breakfast. But guess what we had this morning, right? So we had a non-traditional Thanksgiving this year. We had a seafood feast for Thanksgiving. We had broiled lobster tails, garlic roasted broiled lobster tails. Let me just, give y'all a picture here. Then we had pan-seared scallops. And then I made a shrimp and crab seafood bisque. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I had homemade baked macaroni and cheese, snow peas, sauteed snow peas.
We call them snap peas.
Muffins, and was that it?
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Mm-hmm. And some raspberry tea with cranberries on top. Oh, it was so good, you guys. But anyway, so I had some crab meat left over. And I actually saved it because I wanted to make seafood omelets the next day. Well, I didn't make it the next day because I went to visit a friend in the hospital. Y'all pray for my friend. And then, so I made the seafood omelets this morning. So we had seafood omelets, sourdough toast with jelly, with jam. And freshly made jam. I have to give y'all, details. Y'all, James know how I am. And then grits, cheesy grits, because he likes cheese in it. Me, not so much, but we had cheesy grits. So that's what we had for breakfast this morning. But tell us, y'all know a lot of y'all know what we normally have for breakfast because we tell you every week, right? So and we used to cook it every week. Y'all know we used to be called Breakfast with the Green. So we used to cook every week. But let's get down to it. Right. James and I, we like to jump right into the topic. So as James said, go ahead.
I was going to say, as we talked about, this is November, and this is the month of Thanksgiving. So, this whole month we've been talking about unleashing the power of gratitude in your marriage or in your relationship. Because being grateful and being grateful in your marriage is important, and it does a lot. And as we went along each week, we were giving you some things, some topics about how can you be grateful in your marriage.
Week 3.
How can you show your appreciation? So the first week we talked about the significance of gratitude. It's important because what it does. And we talked about what it does, and we're not going to go back into it, but we're going to keep it moving. We talked about PDAs, which is public displays of affection. That's another way to show gratitude in your relationship, by PDAs. Then last week we talked about compliments, how it elevates your spouse, how it elevates your relationship. We talked about the importance of that, compliments. Then we talked about acts of kindness. doing things. Let the person know what they're doing is important and how you appreciate it. Because it's always important to be thankful and to show your appreciation towards your spouse or your mate, letting them know that, I appreciate the things you do.
Especially acts of kindness is their love language.
Right. Then we talked about celebrating the achievements, even the small things. If y'all got a project or a plan or you got something on the books and you accomplish even the smallest step, celebrate it. Because not only are you celebrating what you're achieving, you're celebrating each other. And that's important. And people need to be celebrated. They need to show that, I appreciate what you're doing and you're celebrating all that I'm going through or all that I'm doing. And I appreciate that. And that's what we talked about. So now we want to get into the new topics. We have a few to go over this week. So the first one we're going to talk about after all of them is quality time. How quality time matters. Quality time is definitely important. Because it shows, I always say quality time matters because it shows that your spouse or your mate is a priority. And it lets them know that, what, you are important to me. I had to learn that. Let's be honest. I had to learn that. Because Cynthia's love language is quality time. So I had to learn sometimes I just have to cut off ESPN and give her that time you need it. Because not only are you giving that time, you're giving her your attention. You're giving your spouse that attention, because you could always say, well, I'm right here with you. I'm giving you quality time. No, sometimes quality time is you have to pay attention. You have to be in the moment. I always say, give your spouse presence. And I'm not talking about gifts. I'm talking about your presence in the moment. Let them know that you're there, you're listening, and you hear them.
That's so good, babe. So quality time is my love language. And one of those ways that we achieve it is through regular date nights. I firmly believe in that. If you go to any counselor, you read anything about a great marriage, they have regular date nights because they're spending quality time together, whether that's either one of their love language or not. But it's super, super important. And just doing things like just a quick weekend getaway or, taking vacation together, just getting out and doing things together is what counts. So that's number one for today.
Wait. And date night, it does the three things. Let me just give them the three things that it does. Number one, it creates memories. Because when you get together and you start getting older, you can always reminisce on, oh, remember we went on date night? Remember we did this? Remember we did that? And it brings a great conversation. Number two, it rekindles that fire. When you go on date night, it's always good to get away, and it brings that fire back to your relationship. It brings that passion back, And number three, which is so important, it shows your spouse or your mate that they are priority. Yes, that you're doing this just for them, that you're what's most important to me.
And when people get caught up on those regular date nights, but when we're coaching couples, we tell them your date night could be date day. It might be Tuesday morning breakfasts. It might be meeting each other at each other's job for lunch once a week, because you can't ever get away or you're so busy and one of you got more time than the other. There's nothing wrong with that person being the one who goes to meet you for lunch every day. You're still spending quality time together. Stop looking at who's doing what the most and look at the results that
it could be Netflix and chill
that is giving you. All right, so you want to prioritize quality time because it helps express gratitude. All right, so number 2 today is be honest and vulnerable. Y'all, this is so important, but we're not going to stay on this for a long time because, y'all, it's so hard for people to tell somebody how they really feel, what they're really thinking, what they really want. But it's important that you do that. But being vulnerable means just sharing with them, discussing, maybe just the impact that they've made in your life. You know what I mean?
Right. And it gives that deeper intimacy, and that's what your spouse or your mate wants. They want you to be vulnerable and be able to come to them and share with them. And just think, that's the first person you want to share your most intimate things with is your mate, is your spouse. That's the one you want to be able to come to and share everything with.
Right. And then also when you're being vulnerable and you're being honest, talk about the challenges that you've overcome. We're always talking about what happened, what didn't happen, what you're going through, all the negative things. But babe, remember when we were struggling, we couldn't pay that bill and we got that thing paid off. You know what I mean? That's celebrating the win.
I was going to say that's good.
It's
That's
being
good.
vulnerable. It's like
Yep.
sitting down and talking about the challenges that you went through
And you overcame
and how you
them.
overcame it.
Right.
When I see couples post that on social media, specifically Facebook, because I'm a Facebook person, I hardly ever go on to other sites, you know, and they talk about how, you know, somebody was sick or a parent died or something happened, you know, they were struggling, and they talk about all that they went through, but they're still here. We're still together, babe. We went through it, but we made it through.
Right.
I get excited about that. I want to celebrate that win with them because it's super, super important, you guys.
It is.
You know, when we're coaching couples, and all men aren't like this because my husband is not. He will overshare. But, you know, we're always telling the men, you got to share your thoughts with your spouse. We always say, James always say, people say men aren't mind readers, but men expect to, don't want to share what they're going through with their spouse, and then the spouse is trying to figure it out. Well, you know, they don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what you're feeling. They don't feel connected to you because you don't share.
And I always talk about giving more information, especially men. We'll give quick information like, you know, I'm going to the store, I'll be back. And that's it. But you're doing more than that. I'm going here, 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 and here. I have to do this. I have to maybe go get the car washed. I want to get it vacuumed out. Share all the information. And that lets your spouse know that they're included in your thoughts and everything that you're doing. And that's the thing. They want to feel included. They want to feel part of that. And the only way to do that is sharing more information.
So we're going to give you guys a challenge, right? We want to give you a challenge to share, because we told you to do this at one week when we did this. I think the first week we told you that week to find ways to show your spouse gratitude. So now we want you to make a commitment to continuous gratitude. And how can you do that? Well, you know that I've heard this all the time. I've done it, but I've not done it consistently, is to write a gratitude journal. Well, I found that I didn't need to write the gratitude journal because you know what? I get up every single morning thanking God for everything he's done for me. Little things, big things, things I forgot about. Like I'll lay there and I'm like, you know, things will just come to me and I just thank him. And I could write it down, but I don't feel like I need a gratitude journal. But some people do. But just write it down, your, you know, daily reflections or gratitude journal. And then, you know, they got this thing called a gratitude jar. Writing down something you're thankful for and putting it into a little jar.
Right. And Cynthia's right about writing it down, but she's totally right about commitment. Because, you know, it's easy to do it one time and say, baby, I appreciate it. And then you don't do it again. But if you make a commitment to do it, say at least once a day, something different every day. Baby, I appreciate you cooking for me. Baby, I appreciate, you know, how you're washing the clothes, whatever it is. If you show that gratitude at least once a day, that commitment will become a habit. And that habit will strengthen your marriage or strengthen your relationship. Now you're doing it on a constant basis. And it just becomes automatic. It becomes, you know, I just appreciate you. And what that does, all that does is strengthen your marriage and relationship. All that does is bring y'all closer together and builds what you already have and makes it stronger.
And you know, and that's so true, because when we do these shows, I'll get off and I'll think about the times when I tell my husband, oh, babe, you washed all them dishes. Thank the Lord. You know, I appreciate it. You know, and I'll think about the times when I have told him that I appreciate him or thank him for little things.
I got to say, she said that Thanksgiving because as she was cooking, I was washing the dishes and all the pots, and I was doing it as she went along. Even though some of the pots I washed, she'd reuse them right away, but she didn't have to take that time out to wash them because I was standing there washing them as she was cooking.
Yes, he didn't complain.
And I didn't complain. That's that teamwork. And she told me how she appreciates that. Was that gratitude.
Because I was really surprised. He came in the kitchen and he washing. Normally he'll wait until I'm done. But I needed that. And I didn't even have to tell him that. I don't even know if he really knew that. But he came in and he's washing.
But what I saw was them piling up. And I'm like, okay, let me get in here and clean some. And plus, it makes it easier at the end. Because I'm the pot washer in our home. So I wash them.
So you did it for you.
No, I seen them piling up and I knew you needed them. And you even said, boy, I need to use that again. But I had already washed it. And that's the thing. Working together as a team. And she showing me gratitude and how she appreciates what I was doing. And it made me feel good. And it didn't make me feel bad by not doing them. You know, I was doing them right away because she appreciated.
And you know what, y'all, The couples
That's
are
that
always
thankfulness.
complaining in their marriage about what somebody is or
Mhm.
isn't doing. But what are you doing?
Right.
Like, how often do you boost up your spouse with positivity and reinforce love in your
Mhm.
relationship? Like, how often do you do that? Most of us don't. We're so
That's
busy
right.
talking about the negative,
And
complaining
what did I
about this and
say?
complaining about
It's
that.
easier to tear somebody down than to build them up. That's
Mhm.
why you need to make it a habit or make that commitment to building them up, because it's so easy to be negative. Negativity comes so easy, but that positivity, it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes maturity. It takes a commitment to it to build up your marriage, to build up your relationship.
That's so true, y'all. You guys, you know, we've done this. This is our 3rd week, and so this is our last week. Because guess what? Tomorrow
Tomorrow's
starts
December
a
1st.
new month. It's my birthday month. It's my birthday month. So y'all, my birthday is December 6th. On December 6th, send us some stars on Facebook. I think I did tell you that. Y'all send us some stars on Facebook, because do you know you get paid when people send you stars? So for my birthday, I want some stars on Facebook. It's only pennies on the dollar, okay? So I need you to, star me up on Facebook, because I'm going live, right? But this has been 3 weeks of talking about gratitude, because people always think of November as the month of giving, the month of thanking.
Right.
And when you're showing somebody gratitude, you're giving of yourself. So you're doing, multiple things when you do all of these things that we talked about. And a lot of them just really tie in together. So it's not like you're
Right.
we don't want you to feel overwhelmed, like we gave you all this stuff you got to do. A lot of it comes naturally. A lot of it is things that are easy to do. None of it costs money.
Right.
So it shouldn't be so hard.
Right. You're just giving of yourself.
Right.
Sometimes you're giving of your time. You're giving of your words. That's all you're doing, is you're just giving more of yourself through actions, through words, and through maybe some of your time. It doesn't cost a thing. Doesn't cost a thing.
Right. So we want you guys to just really realize that showing gratitude really strengthens your love. It strengthens your relationship. It shows that you appreciate your spouse. Your spouse. It brings sincerity into the relationship, and it helps you to have a resilient relationship, a resilient marriage. I got a friend, Dr. Dwayne Buckingham, that always talks about resilience. That's like his thing. When he does his counseling, he has a program, something about resilience. I'm sorry, Dr. B, I can't think of what exactly it's called, but but it's really true though. Resilience means you can bounce back because you've built this strong bond, you've built this strong foundation, and so nothing can break it down, nothing can tear it down. Right. You just bounce back.
And just think, when you build that, so when a couple in their marriage or relationship seems to come through some struggles, just think you're resilient. You can get through them struggles easier because you done built up. That's like building a wall around you, like an invisible wall. So when people hit you with things, it bounces off because you done built their resiliency up where it doesn't hurt you, and you're protected. You're protected because of the things you done built up in your relationship. And so the other little things that come in to try to hurt your relationship doesn't affect you because you done built that strength. You done built that up.
So this month, we want you to make a commit. Well, I'm sorry, the rest of the year. Well, from now on.
I was going to say,
How about from now on, make a commitment to express your appreciation to your spouse in new and creative ways. Now, James doesn't know this, but since we've been doing this, like we talked about PDAs, and that they don't, probably the displays of affection doesn't have to be like when you're out and about. It can be at home. So, the way our couch is made, it's diagonal. So James is sitting over on this side of the couch, and I'm sitting on this corner. So we're near each other, but we're on different couches. So, lately I've been getting on his couch and maybe putting my feet on him. And when I do that, he rubs my feet unconsciously, or laying my head on his lap. So yesterday I propped the pillow up against him. And so I'm laying up against him, and he's just rubbing my shoulder and rubbing my back. He didn't even know he was giving PDAs, y'all. But I was laying there, we were watching TV, and I was smiling. But you guys, come up with some new and creative ways to show your spouse appreciation. You can't always just keep complaining, right, and feeling so negative in your relationship, negative in life. You can build up positivity and rebuild a strong relationship by just doing some really simple things.
Because if you keep complaining, all you're doing is tearing the person down and making them build up a defense. And it makes them want to fight back because you're tearing me down. So it makes me want to tear you down right back. Because sometimes people just get tired of being tore down.
Yes.
They get tired of being talked to in a negative manner.
Yes.
That's because it's so easy. That's why I say, let's show that appreciation. Let's show that gratitude by building them up.
Yes. So, every Saturday when we come on here, we're giving you guys great ideas to help build your relationship.
Mhm.
And this stuff never gets old.
Never.
We might be saying the same thing, but saying it in different ways. And there's so much that you can glean from it. But if you just glean one little thing, I promise you, whatever you have in your marriage, you're going to add just a little bit more on top. You're just going to, and then the more you add, the more you build, the stronger that foundation is going to become. The stronger your marriage is going to become. The stronger your relationship is going to become. The happier you're going to become. The better you're going to feel about your spouse. The better you're going to feel about yourself, because you're making an effort to do things that will can turn your marriage around. These things are simple. They're easy. They don't cost any money, unless you just want to go out and do things that cost money. But, we just want to encourage you, to build a strong relationship.
So I just want to challenge you to do something like that and share with us. Share with us what you did. How have you shown gratitude? Share with us how it impacted your marriage or your relationship. That's all we're asking, because we love to hear these positive stories. We love to hear of couples who are building their marriage or building the relationship up to be stronger by doing these things. So that's all we ask. Just share with us. Share that, you know what? I told them thank you, or I told them I appreciate what you're doing, That's all. And how did it change? How did it change your relationship? How did it change your marriage? Did it change it? That's all. We just want to hear from you. That's what I like. I like to hear from couples and how they did some of the things we suggested and how it impacted their relationship.
So what James is saying, yes, we have a private Facebook group, Marriage Built to Last Movement, on Facebook. And if you go over there, share with us, some new and creative way that you showed gratitude to your spouse. And like James said, how did it impact your marriage? Like, did your spouse look surprised? Did they smile? Did they say, wow? Just share with us what happened when you did that new and creative thing to show your spouse gratitude or appreciation. So I put actually you can't go to www.marriagebuilttolastmovement.com anymore to get that. But if you just go to Marriage Built to Last Movement on Facebook, you will get to that site. But another way that we want to show you too is we have a couples club, and it's called the In Love and Loving It Academy. And so we tell people all the time, this program is not for people who got a broke down, tore down, can't get it together type of marriage, fussing and fighting each and every day. It's for those of you who may be struggling in your marriage, and you want to be around more positive people. You want to continue to get tools and tips on a regular basis.
But I was going to say that if you have that type of marriage, you can reach out to us for coaching. Yes. And we will help you get to that point where once you get to that point, you can get into the club.
That's right. Yes.
Because
we're not going to have no fuss and fighting couples in the club. It's very positive.
Right. So if you feel that you need that coaching, reach out to us. We'll help you get to that point where you are in love and you are loving it. I'm just saying.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, he always got a quip and a quote for everything, right? So do you have a joke?
Well, I do, but I want to give you the answer to the joke from last week.
Okay.
Last week, we asked you at the end of the show is, how many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
Give him a second.
Again,
if anybody knows, post it in the group. Post in the comments.
How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
Anybody know? Anybody know? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the answer is tentacles. Get it? Tentacles.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and I actually got it right when he told me the joke. It was a very lucky guess.
All right. So we're going to give you one before we end today.
And we'll give you the answer next week.
We'll give you the answer next week.
Now, I was supposed to have the joke today, and I wanted it to be based around relationships.
But she didn't. I'm going to give you this one. How do you make the number one disappear? That's all I'm going to say. How do you make the number one disappear?
All right. If you know the answer,
If you know the answer,
post it in the comments,
let us
y'all.
know.
Post it in the comments, and we'll give you the answers next week.
Yes.
Remember to go to www.inloveandlovingitacademy.com and check it out, you guys. We got a trial where you can join for $1. $1. You can join and be a part of us for 30 days. All right. We're starting anew on January 1st for the whole year. We're starting the group. And so if you want to be a part, make sure you hit that. Go to the site, inloveandlovingitacademy.com, and just check it out. And if you decide you want to try it out, it's only $1 to try it out.
Right.
And we'll be getting started in January. You'll get all your information in December, and you'll be ready to start in January. And they actually have a Jumpstart program. So once you join, you'll get information on the Jumpstart program on things you can do before our first meeting, the first Monday in January. Okay. So you guys, we thank you for joining with us today. We are James and Cynthia Green with Pillow Talk Lounge. And remember, if you build it, it will last. God bless you guys.
And we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.